Oh my God. Is the container where essentially the stuff for my stuff is kept, is it like in an isolated room, or is it like out in the open?
It's the open receptionist area. That's where you're at right now.
Any keys around on the reception desk?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an awareness roll.
27 again.
Yeah, with that 27, the keys are not in here where you search and you can see. And about now, you can kind of hear footsteps making their way to the front hallway.
Any hiding places? Any good hiding places around here?
There's a few.
Any other ways I can get out of the hallway? Or I can get out of the medical area?
So you could attempt to essentially double back into the medical wards through the other area and hide in there or do whatever and circle back. I, as a GM, would not personally recommend this because it's going to make it way harder than the dual choice that you have. The other options is you could essentially try to find somewhere to hide in the room, like in the medical pantry or whatever. Or you could just say, fuck it, 2 tiers in a bucket, and make your way out the building right now because you're at the front receptionist's desk.
I'm going to choose to hide.
It's if... Okay.
Like in a pantry or like a alcove or somewhere.
Roll me a evade hide.
That reflexes?
Yes.
I believe that's intelligence. Let me double check that.
Or do you mean dodges?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It is evade, hide, and intelligence.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go. Wow. Okay.
Maybe time to just.
I'm gonna burn some luck. I'm gonna burn 3 luck. So it's 15.
15?
Yes.
Okay. You're kind of borderline. I'm just gonna be upfront with you, right? You were not delicate in your searching because you're not fully coherent right now, so there's like papers thrown on the floor. There was some other stuff there. While you're doing this, you kind of hear the footsteps, then you go, oh, fuck. Mentally, I don't think you actually say that.
No. No.
And you start looking for a hiding place, and then you shimmy your way to the closest one, which happens to be the medicine cabinet that has just enough room for you to hide in, and then you shut the door and turn the light off.
Congratulations, you have unlocked the broom closet ending.
Hold up. This is my turn.
10 out of 10. As you hear these people come in, you can basically hear them bickering back and forth about how it looks like a tornado rolled through the receptionist's desk and everything, and then they start searching the room, picking stuff up. Through the glass, you can kind of see one of them take his keys and open up the cabinet, and then grab everything in the cabinet, then shut it, which was only like 2-3 bags. Your book bag happens to be with that, though. And as they start searching, another person comes into the room, and they more or less assist in the search. Then you can kind of see someone turn their head to where you can't really see their features, but you can see their outline, and they start approaching towards the cabinet. and you start seeing the cabinet door rattle, and then as it rattles and you see it start to crack open, the sliding doors at the front of the medical ward open up, and then you hear another person come in, and they get distracted by that, and you can hear conversating back and forth, and then you go, the person that enters appears to be male. You don't recognize their voice. And then as they're conversating back and forth, he goes, so you mean to tell me you two are just pointlessly searching here because you have a hunch? And then they're like, yeah, well, this just doesn't end up like this. So what she goes, you have 7 students in quarantine right now, and you're prioritizing nonsense like this. And they were like, well, we didn't really mean it like that. It's just we're concerned about security and this other stuff. And then he goes, no, don't make me report this to my boss. Just go back to where you were. And then as they eventually more or less grumble, you can hear 2 of the people leave, and then one other person curses at them, to which he says, your complaint's been noted, now please go. And then he walks off. Ray,
Yep.
this person does not leave the room. If anything, they turn their gaze right to the cabinet, and then very quickly and gracefully you kind of see this person move at almost speeds that you're not really expecting them to move at. And then the door opens and they basically yank it open, and you see this person open up the door.
There it is.
Knew it.
Oh.
Fists sort of clenched up.
Oh.
His demeanor doesn't really change. Then without any real like hesitation, he essentially pushes you up against the wall and has you in a pin.
Punch him.
Roll the attack roll with a -10.
Okay, is this? I can use capoeira for this. 22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, as this person basically shims you up against the wall, lifting you off your feet, you go punch them, then without any real hesitation, his head just kind of moves out the way a little bit as he grabs your arm and basically holds you up almost up against the ceiling, though he doesn't have you in a chokehold. Normally, you don't bite the hand that feeds.
What if I don't know who's the person feeding me? Does that count?
Simmons was right about you. You're pretty fucking stupid.
So you're the agent. Sorry.
And then he kind of slowly lowers you down. I bought you a window.
Thanks. I imagine my bag's not here.
Nope.
I move. Get out of the building.
And shamble into the forest and find a small, lightly occupied city and eat some brains. Brains.
Okay, Ray. Tell me where you're trying to go or what you're gonna do.
So the original plan was to get my key and go to my apartment and gear up. I don't have my key. Question for the dorm: is there a way to get to my place, like a fire escape or something like that, or is there no? Like, there's no way into my room other than I need the key.
Well, there's
You
always
could
your
take the five. Good.
there's always your sleeping buddy.
Yeah.
Julia?
No, you.
Alright, I forgot about that.
So yeah, Tom, is there a fire escape or no? No, to my room.
There would be. It's gonna take you quite a while to get up it, especially in your weakened state.
Okay. It's nighttime, right?
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do something so stupid, but we'll see. I'm gonna. Would I know if adrenaline would at least help give myself a kick to at least alleviate the problem?
It would, but you get the feeling that, like, based off of how you were when you first took it to when you got out the bed to where you are now, that you're slowly improving as is.
Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm moved to my apartment into the fire escape, and I will try and climb it up and get to my room so I can at least get some gear.
Okay. I'd say about now, Alex could be making his way back to essentially where you guys were going to be meeting up. I guess the question is, would anyone? Oh no, Martin would have texted you where they took Gen. He wasn't really specific though.
Hmm.
So I'd say about now you could be making your way to the Aikido building where the doors have been shut and the broken windows have been covered up best they could.
Um, as Alexander gets upstairs, he'll probably knock on the door, see if
Well, after that first knock, Daniel's gonna whip the door open.
Okay, and Alexander will go in. House Gen.
Sakura also makes her way inside.
Not too much has happened. We found Gen. Or he found
Gen.
us. Try to stay quiet. He's asleep. I don't know if he'll make a run for it when he wakes up.
Okay.
I imagine at this point in Gen's dream, he just starts kicking his legs in his sleep like a puppy dog.
Yeah, it's just like his right foot specifically is just like twitching.
Is that normal?
I'm going to go with for Gen, yes.
Okay.
I am not a psychologist. I am studying trauma specifically. And thank goodness for that, because he'll make a full recovery. However, I can't say the same for Eren and Kenzo.
What
apparently
happened?
both of them died.
At the mention of Aaron and Kenzo's name, Gen definitely gets a little more agitated.
Okay.
It's good. It's good that you are here, and you too, Sakura. I wanted to tell you sooner. We've discovered some things about the schools that aren't so pleasant, and I trust you. I'm sure that the others would trust you as well. We found many connections to past outbreaks, Umbrella, to the I can't remember the name of the island incident that keeps coming up that Alexander was involved with. It's a Terra Grigia incident, and many others. Gen may be not Gen. Ray may be infected with something. Last I saw him, he was not in a good state.
Well, I suppose there's time to talk about this later. How bad was Gen when you found him?
Death's door. Luckily, his internal organs and vital nervous structure was mostly undamaged.
Hearing all of the commotion, Gen's eyes flutter open for a second as he kind of like comes back in, and then he registers the people and goes back out.
Is there anything you need?
He needs sleep. I need... I mean, it would be great if I had some morphine, but that might be a bit much. I've done all that I can do for Gen. And unfortunately, we take him to the nurse spirited school.
Sakura just kind of looks down and basically just walks over again to get a better look, and then Ivo will basically walk up to Alex with his shirt covered in Gen's blood. Essay a moment.
Mm-hmm. What happened out there?
Ivo would have walked you out the back door, and he points to the storm cloud that's moving in from where it was raining just out in the woods, and it's starting to close in on the school. I don't know, Alex. Though Gen told me a little bit.
What do you say?
He left Aaron there.
I see.
From what I could gather, it sounded like he had to, or Aaron egged him to. Just odd to think about him being gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you met with Ray?
Yeah, I met Ray in the middle of the day. They closed visitation right before we went to the woods.
How was Ray?
Pretty shit. There's one thing though, Alex. Something felt off when we got back inside the grounds. I think it'd be easier if I show you.
Yeah.
Just make sure they're okay with us leaving before we go.
I'll send a message to the group saying me and Ivo had to head off to do something.
And before leaving, Ivo would have changed his shirt just so it's not conspicuous and washed off his hands. Oh, it starts raining somewhat heavily across all of campus at this point because the storm that was in the woods has now rolled its way further in. Ivo takes you to essentially the gate where they came in. But where you get up to, the wall is just straight wall. There appears to be no exit, it's just more fence line.
There's no exit?
Yeah. On the end where they came in.
You guys came through here.
See? I don't remember coming through here. I only feel like I did.
Is there blood on the ground?
Is there...
Nope.
Nope. Damn. If you guys came through here, there should be blood.
It's possible that we may have been able to shimmy him through the gap in the fence, but I don't know why I'm not remembering it.
You remember that time where we were at the yacht, right?
See?
Well, me, Daniel, Ray, and Gan, we noticed that we have blackouts, or we don't remember things. We believe that the school or someone is doing something to us. We figured out that it may involve our memories or something similar.
That doesn't make much sense, amigo, but I feel inclined to agree. I mean, I guess so long as we can still get through, it shouldn't be an issue. More importantly, though, I dropped something, and I can still see it over there, and you can kind of see, essentially, what looks like what looks like a pocket watch on the other end of the ground. Do you think you could just shimmy through that fence and grab it? I just don't want them to know where.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Alex, when you get up to the gate that has like the peg gaps, well, when you get up to the fence that has the peg bars in it, and you're able to essentially like slide your arm through, you essentially get your finger to about like in the middle of like between the posts.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a 1 body roll, and then roll me 1 intelligence roll.
No modifiers, right?
No modifiers.
Dario!
Okay. When you get your finger through the middle of the gap, you feel almost an inhuman resistance as your arm basically goes through, then you grab the pocket watch on the ground. Then the moment you grab the pocket watch, it feels like there's an intense pressure on your arm, like you are feeling pain you have never felt before, and you can start hearing like all of these inaudible screeching and everything else in your head. And then when you pull your arm back out, the screeching basically feels almost electronic in nature. Then you can feel almost like a pop in your head as you fall over backwards. When you fall backwards, it slowly dims out. Like, you get the feeling, had your mind not withheld that could have killed you right there.
Dario.
Essay will kind of just drop down. Are you okay? Amigo?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay.
What happened?
Nothing happened.
Ivo basically kind of just drops you out his arm right there, so you thud on the ground. That wasn't nothing.
pain. I felt pain and screeching. I don't know what happened, okay?
Then Ivo basically looks up at the gate, and then he doesn't do what you did, but he starts like feeling up on it, and you can visibly see when he touches around the area of the fence that his hand's almost meeting resistance, as though there's like physical like pressure or a solid object there.
Once Alexander sees that, he'll pull Ivo away from it. Down.
Alexander, before you say anything, you remember back to the conversation you had with Vlad, where he says, "Don't you find it strange that it's like no one can deviate from the path, no one's ever late, though everything works like clockwork?" And then you remember yourself saying, like, programming. And we will take 5.
I think you might just have beat the program.
I mean, I could have died.
But you didn't. Holy hell, man! Like, a 36! Forget, I think that was higher than what my kick was at the start of this campaign.